hello. What is up? How's everybody doing? A warm hello and thank you so much. Thank you for joining me here today. It's Saturday, 1/25, 2025. I'm, of course, Big Cheds on Twitter. That's where most of you know me from. I teach professional technical analysis, Japanese candlestick theory, and classical charting. This is Cheds Trading on YouTube, and this is part of the Quick Market Update series. If you're new to trading, if you actually really want to learn how to trade, watch the free Masterclass series. It's wonderful. It's designed for new traders. I even have an advanced Masterclass as well. I have published 3 books, and I have a 4th book coming soon. It's Trading Journal. I'm super proud of that. These are quick updates. I do this Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. If you're looking for more in-depth analysis, I am a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live. It's the best team in the world that studies crypto, and I do a twice-a-week full market report where I go over the entire market. I'm super proud of that. So thanks for hanging out, folks. I had actually scheduled this for a few hours later, but I had some time this afternoon, and I want to kind of get the folks in Europe as well. I know it's getting late for you. So if you can hear me, let me know. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you're from. Maybe fire off a chart request in the chat. Fire off... hopefully, better than that for me would be an idea, a question, a trading question, something that I can use as an opportunity for a teaching moment. I love to teach. I love doing these. And so let's jump right into it. Of course, I will look at Bitcoin, Ethereum. We'll do Solana. And we'll kind of maybe bounce around a little bit. Just keep in mind, it's just me here. I do not have a moderator, so I may not see your messages. So let's start out with Bitcoin, of course, here on the daily chart. What a nice, strong trend. There's the rising MA200. We had that nice advance out of the 70, from 72K. Quick shot up and pause. And it's been interesting to note that after the advance, the price has been able to really consolidate near the peak of the range. It's been a high and tight consolidation, holding range lows with a brief sweep. We'll talk about that in a moment. Holding rising EMA 8, very, very bullish on the weekly. On the daily chart, it's still quite bullish. A lot of people got themselves tied into knots talking about a head and shoulders. And I spent a lot of time in this channel trying to explain to you that you don't really need to name a pattern to know how to trade the chart. You're really just focusing on the key price levels. Of course, that was range lows, 91 and 92K demand zone, and the right shoulder. I talked about how we had the right shoulder initial break, and it came back into the range and what this did. So first of all, with the head and shoulders, with the head and shoulders invalidating, the right shoulder break is a very high quality long signal. It actually failed here, stopped out a lot of traders, but I was still viewing this initial move as what's called an out of line or early move in classical charting, where it has an early fake breakout in the eventual direction of the trend or of the break. In this case, would be with the trend, the 200, and that's exactly what happened. Fake breakout here, some liquidations, and drop right back to daily lows, and a weak bounce here. So they initially had that weak bounce off of the 91, 92K zone, and you see it was a pretty flat response here, right? A couple small bodies, spinning top to doji, another doji. But what was interesting with this, the last doji here, was that we had a range low, loss, and recapture. So you were able to go long here on a recapture of just the local wick, or even 92.5, which is what I talked about in the YouTube video and Bitcoin Live, and 96K, another long signal there. And then right to that, the key level discussed before, 99.5 zone. Breakout, throwback. So we're in the mode now where we're focusing on that 99.5K zone as support, right? So head and shoulders is useless to talk about it because it didn't happen. And any pattern, even like a double bottom, doesn't happen until it breaks the peak, or a double top doesn't happen until it breaks the trough. The pattern isn't a pattern until it completes. In the meantime, really just focusing on chart levels. And that's kind of walking us through where we've been on Bitcoin. I got a bunch of tweets to talk about as well, but I did want to briefly touch base on Ethereum, chop range. I've talked about flat, right? With trading, you want to have a trend, and you want to take advantage of a move against the trend. Here with the flat 200, you see there's no trend. It's just flat. So I think you really want to wait for some volatility, maybe a dip back to 2,700 range, or even with strength on this lower high break, some type of momentum on 3,700. Ethereum weak to Bitcoin, no surprise there. I've been expecting this to continue with the trend, which is down. So Solana, and I apologize last time I didn't talk about Sol. What is Solana doing? So we had the initial break of November's high and then drop back below. So you can say, okay, is it bearish? Well, it's a consolidation right now. This is all consolidation within the scope of a rising trend. Rising daily MA200. The weekly chart's even nicer. Weekly chart is remarkably bullish. On the daily chart, you're seeing a brief pause at the lower high. A little bit of volume is the only thing you'd watch out for as potentially being concerning, but I don't think there is, I don't think you really need to worry or think that the trend is having more of anything more than just like a standard consolidation, as long as it holds really above like 225. And that would actually be a very interesting area for me of interest to take along, viewing this as a consolidation, maybe a series of pullbacks or underside retests here, and then dropping back to demand, and then likely to continue with the rising demand with the trend, right? So that's kind of how I'd be looking at Solana for now. Let's jump into the chat. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Thank you for joining me here on a Saturday. Again, I just try to do these videos 3 times a week just to say hi to everyone. Most of what I do is free, of course, Bitcoin Live, but I like doing these little brief updates just to kind of touch base with the community and to talk to you folks. So thanks for hanging out. Paul, Chocolate, Emmanuel, Larry, Luis, Matt, and Ari. Great to see you folks, Matej, as well. Great to see everybody. So go ahead, as you're hearing my voice in the chat, why don't you fire off a good trading question, something that's been on your mind, something maybe you're having trouble with, and I'll see if I can help. It doesn't mean I definitely can, but I'm going to try to speak from wisdom. I've been trading a long time. I did CMT. I've read a lot of textbooks, and I've been teaching this stuff now for many years. So hopefully I'll have something that I can, add a little bit of value. So those are kind of my initial views on the chart. Let's see what the folks in the chat, the good folks in the chat rooms. Someone said, Larry says the Ernie Adams of TA. Larry, who is Ernie Adams? I've never heard of that one before. I've had a lot of interesting comparisons drawn, but I've never heard of Ernie Adams. That's super funny. So let me know who Ernie Adams is. Kunal says, hey, Cheds. Happy Saturday. What's up, Kunal? I almost did a Spaces, by the way, last night. So I'm glad to do this. Kunal says, Cheds, the overall altcoin market collectively has underperformed. This is an important point. The BTC this cycle and continue to do so. Do you have any thoughts on this? Curious thoughts? Yeah. So yeah, that's a great point. When you say collectively, well, look, unless you're trading like a basket of altcoins, don't think about it collectively. You just play strong charts. It's been for me, the way I play the market, and you'll see this at Bitcoin Live, of course, and even on YouTube a little bit. It's been a great altcoin environment for the last 6+ months. Beautiful, strong trends you can ride. Look what just happened at XRP. ADA's been strong. SUI's been strong. Mantra looks good. OM, even Doge. TRX has been gorgeous all year. And there's been a rotating list of plays that have come in and come out. There's been really good trades. Then there's many just strong, solid, uptrending charts. Even Algo looks pretty good here. Look at Ray has been super strong. BNB, Aves had relative strength. I don't, if you're in a chart that's underperforming, like, get out. Like, it's up to you to decide where you put your funds. And the whole idea is like, yeah, Bitcoin's been strong, and that's evidenced by dominance, of course. And I don't even ever really look at the dominance chart only when people are telling me that it's topping off. And I'm like, well, let me take a look because you're probably wrong. And they were wrong. And it's topping off here. It was topping off here. Boom. Continuing higher with the trend. And it's been a steady environment where Bitcoin has moved and consolidated, and that's allowed room for stronger altcoins to do well. Just play good charts. Kunal, you're in control. Like, don't fall in love with the story of an altcoin. That's just talk. The market's filtering it out. There's been so many good altcoin trades this year, and will continue to be this year. Bad charts are going to underperform, and the market's so diluted. There's so many things to play. Don't like bad charts. Don't play in like Filecoin, right? I was looking at some bad requests. I mean, just INJ sucks right now. Look at this thing. Avoid it unless it's below 31. There's stuff even way worse than this, like Uniswap. Oh, that's a little bit better, actually. It's a decent looking chart. Maybe if it drops a little bit lower, it's interesting, but it's grinding higher. I think Rafe, it's looking kind of rough, rolling over. You want to just play strong trends. I mean, don't if your favorite one isn't moving, that's kind of on you to still hold it, right? Don't let it own you, your mental space. You're looking at it all the time. You're hitting refresh. You're frustrated. Why isn't it moving? You got to be more precise. Ride trends, okay? So it's likely to continue this way. It's likely to continue because Bitcoin doesn't look like it's topped off at all. It's probably going to move and grind. I think Bitcoin makes at least one more leg up. And I've kind of been thinking about that, especially when everybody was calling top here. And especially here, I was like the only bull left. That happened back in this range too by the weekly MA50, right? And you can really just stay true to the trend and you end up looking really smart when everyone else kind of overreacts or tries to draw too many patterns. Bitcoin's likely to continue. And that still leaves space, especially when it pauses for good charts. So just play good charts. Like, just play strong charts. Like, if your chart isn't moving, don't play it. And don't complain and, alts aren't moving. No, you're in an instrument that the market doesn't like, okay? That was a great question, Kunal. What's up, Luis? Sure, I'll do FET. I haven't looked at FET in a little bit. And I'm not going to get to all these requests. I will not get to all these questions. But I don't like this chart. This is an example of why. Market, it's rolling over. Big time failed breakout here. Lower highs, support loss, testing these lows, maybe test these lows. Like, I don't like it. I don't like the momentum here at all. Very flat. It really tried to do the inverted head and shoulders continuation, and that was your breakout. When this failed, you were really concerned. I mean, you should have really started to risk off here. Middle of December, right? That was a big warning sign. And then here you have a couple pullback underside tests. I mean, not looking good. Very bad momentum. I would not want to be a bull in this chart. All right. What's up from Canada? Arbaz, good to see you, man. Jive Monkey, any thoughts on options expiring at the end of the month? Yeah, I don't really think about that. I don't need to, I tend to be... Other than sentiment, I do not look outside the Bitcoin chart. I do not look at open interest. I do not look at order books, options, futures. I don't need to, and I've proven that to you. I think I'm one of the most accurate people in the world for following the Bitcoin price, and I have been for years, and I do it in public. But it's my method. There's better people than me, better traders, all that. But I focus on the four corners of the chart and what's in front of me. I have no thoughts on options expiration. I really only am going to focus on key support, rising demand, even 96K would be a throwback target, and 99.5. I'm just going to stay ear to the ground, nose to the price, connected to the price. I'm not going to add factors. I'm not going to try to do all this outside of the chart stuff. You don't need to look outside the chart to get information. It's all here. It is all here in the chart. William, how would you interpret the volume on the test of the range low in CRV? Yes, it's a great call. So CRV is interesting, and that's why it really needs to hold 75 cents. You have really a pretty rough-looking chart, but it had a surge of accumulation. Right, here's the weekly chart. Right, on curve. So it had a rush of accumulation and kind of this big base and a break out of it on volume. It's accumulation here. It's got to hold here because it's a dangerous chart to long to begin with because it's a falling 200. We're in a downtrend. Remember, if we want to long something, we want a dip in an uptrend. We're not guessing when downtrends will reverse. But this is a decent spot to mark your risk, 75 cents, even taking a break, when these highs were starting to get flipped. It's testing this in the way back. It's consolidating, right? It's near the peak of the range. So it's held most of the gains in this consolidation. But you really got to risk off below 75. The volume tells me it has potential to be trend reversing because remember, the most volume comes where? The top of the chart and the bottom of the chart. When a lot of people just on the sidelines for Bitcoin moves for a while now, right? Because they're just, where's the volume? When the price is already trending, like Bitcoin, here's a trend, MA200, you have an imbalance in supply and demand, right? You do not need volume, but you get the most volume at the top and the bottom of the chart. Let's see if there's a couple of tweets I want to go over. Write a trading journal. I'm just encouraging people, not only because I'm actually going to publish a book trading journal this year, but it's just you got to start to train yourself to think about how you're feeling, what you're thinking, monitoring your own behavior. Diamond is the new head and shoulders. That's right. I almost forgot. I almost forgot to talk about this. Diamond top. You people drive me crazy. To draw a diamond top, and I said this yesterday, you really got to zoom in and really, really super zoom in. Drawing a diamond does nothing for you. It gives you nothing, right? Number one, if you look up, first of all, look up the numbers on diamond top. Read the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns by Bulkowski. It's like a 54% reversal. It's very weak. It's basically a coin flip. And the point is, it triggers on a horizontal low anyway. And you're already watching this level. You're literally, clearly already watching the level. It's a right shoulder with the out of line move, right? Recapture, throwback, throwback, throwback. Drawing this diamond does literally nothing for you because it's a pattern built on diagonal trend lines, which are useless. They're only showing you a filter of price anyway, a general zone of price. And you get people working off of wicks. You're driving yourself crazy. Doing this does nothing. A very clearly defined trend on both the daily and the weekly. Focus on the rising demand structure. Diamond is the new head and shoulders. I'm kind of trying to get people to stop, spend all this time drawing patterns. You end up missing clues in the pattern, and boom, one of the cleanest daily charts in history, Bitcoin. Why is it clean? I don't even really use indicators, OBV or RSI. I go into great detail how to use them in the free Masterclass series. If you're trading, if you're risking money and haven't watched this Masterclass, I think that's a mistake. This is the best free alpha on YouTube for trading. This playlist right here. And by the way, I'm going to do another one this year. It's going to take a lot of time and planning. This is one of the cleanest charts. I mean, they're gorgeous. Look at the accumulation and the on-balance volume. It's an index. It's an index indicator, right? It adds up the volume in the green candles versus the volume in the red candles. You want to see it confirming the trend. It confirms the trend here. RSI is a bounded oscillator, fixed limit upper and lower. Use it for hidden divergence, not regular divergence. You'll bankrupt yourself using it for regular divergence. Nice and cool RSI, a lot of room to run. Price near all-time highs. This is a beautiful looking daily chart. Okay, one of the cleanest charts in history. And I was just curious, people remember that shooting star, right, on the monthly? Oh, people were like, "Hey, Cheds, it's a shooting star." I did a whole YouTube on this subject. Go to my YouTube, look for the one that says Monthly Candle Explained. I mean, what if people sold, oh, it's a shooting star. What did I talk about? I talked about that it showed that the price, this candle, held the gains, almost all the gains from the prior candle. Low volume candle, at worst, consolidation candle. All Japanese candlestick signals are short term. Mild volume, consolidation candle, and we already broke the peak of it. We're well above that close. Furthermore, that candle didn't do anything for us because we had very clear instructions from the price at the time, which was to watch where bulls had stepped in. Very clearly marked 91, 92K demand zone. So we've just been watching that the whole time. And so that quote-unquote shooting star didn't do anything for us. It didn't tell us anything. So I was just wanting to hear from people. And this isn't, and here's the video, by the way. And yeah, maybe I'm poking fun at bears. These are all teaching moments, right? I look at stuff for trading opportunities. I look at stuff for teaching opportunities. And that was a big-time teaching moment. And at the time, I told people kept my replies left and right. Oh, hey, Cheds, that monthly's bearish. And I said, actually, the monthly is incredibly bullish, and it still is. All right, you got to learn how to put these signals into context. Of course, explain in my masterclass. Let's return to the chat room for a couple more, and then I'll wrap it up. This is a little bit longer than my normal video, but I had time to go live while Europe was still awake. Let me just scroll. A great chat room, folks. It's just me by myself. I'm sorry if I missed your message. By the way, please hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment and all that stuff. So Robuda says, do you have a specific percentage ROI or return on investment or P&L, profit and loss, or take profits regardless? No, I don't have a specific number. It actually kind of depends. And I'm actually working on this in my trading journal where I'm giving example trades. Sometimes I'll enter a trade and it's based on, a lot of it has to do with like obviously price structure. And so it has to do with what the obstacles in between. So if you have a consolidation range and it breaks out, if the next consolidation range is up here, I'm probably not going to take that much profit until price approaches it because there's really no structure to worry about. I'm also going to think about where this high is in relation to like a prior high, the broader structure. And if it's a major level, I might more aggressively decide I'm probably going to take 50% profit, and then kind of watch the lower time frame action, watch for a higher low somewhere, study the kind of the texture of the consolidation. Maybe there'll be a breakout and a retracement, aka an up thrust. I might risk off a little more there because I'm not going to round trip, right? I'm always going to pay myself for a good idea. I don't have a specific or exact number I use. I kind of tailor it to each situation, but I do talk about this in my book, Trading Wisdom. You know about that, of course. And I talk about this in the Masterclass, of course. Arbaz, I've been struggling with buying the dip versus knife catching. Yeah, that's because you're playing downtrends. Look, you're playing downtrends. So I'm trying to think there's a good example here. I think in this consolidation, not there. I'm trying to think of one that fresh in my mind. Look, if you want to long, you want an uptrend that just dipped, like right here, uptrend that dipped. The upper to lower here, upper to lower Bollinger Band, range low sweep, and recapture, boom. But you don't go long in a downtrend that just bounced. Oh, this is the bottom. If I'm in here, I get the whole move. Trends usually continue. And look at the Ethereum BTC chart. People keep trying to tell me it's bottom, and I'm thinking, eh. So here's a great example. I want to see 041 flip before I consider going long or even advising long or viewing this as a red light turned orange, maybe turned green. Trends will slowly turn around, and downtrends will give you multiple bites at the apple. You're probably playing a severe downtrend that just had a bounce, and you're buying as it, probably bouncing into resistance or lost support. You're probably seeing something like this. It dropped here, and it bounced all the way up here, and you're thinking, wow, what is this move? And it's part of a larger downtrend, of course. Another leg up here broke down. Other traders are saying, wait, this is a great short setup. This is a bounce into lost support, right? So that's you got to be really careful with, folks. This has been a great time. It's a very nice chat, very nice group. Thank you for joining me here. This is part of the quick market update series on my YouTube channel. I teach professional TA, Japanese candlestick theory, classical charting. Most of what I do is free. Check it out. Start with the Masterclass tutorial playlist. I've published 3 books. The 4th one is coming out this year. Most of them are free in one form or another. The first third of Trading Wisdom is free. Cancer and Memoir, entire thing is free. Trading Quotes, I've pretty much put the whole thing out on my Twitter account, Big Cheds. So check that out. I do in-depth full market reports, Bitcoin Live, every Wednesday and Sunday night for the last 7 years, and I will never skip a report. I'm sick, I'm on vacation, I'm traveling, you're going to hear from me. These are quick market updates. I do the whole market, get all your requests, and it's part of the best team in the world that studies crypto. So if you're looking for more, check that out. In the meantime, thank you for being here. Soak up all the videos I have. And try to enjoy yourself. It's the weekend. Hopefully, as you hear my voice, hopefully you are doing well. You're having a good time. And I wish you good health. And we'll be back on Tuesdays when my next video here will be. And until then, take care, my friends. Big Cheds out.